Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, grown-ups of all ages, welcome to another edition of the podcast. My name is Dexter, and welcome to Bill Carter and the Reburns podcast. Today, we're going to talk about such things as this and that, etc. Got some interesting things coming up here. So, all right. Anyway, so let's go. Sit back, relax. Here is the Beau Bridges podcast. Pete and Joe.
Golly, man. Taking a shot at Beau Bridges. Get out of here, Dexter.
Wow.
Golly, man. What did Beau Bridges ever do to you?
The Beau Bridges of podcasts. That was pretty original of Dexter, I gotta say.
Well, I heard him working on that in the bathroom before we got in here. That's ridiculous.
Hey, man. He's coming with something prepared. That's what I like about him.
Okay.
He always tries.
You know what? I saw Beau Bridges in a Lifetime movie one time that made me really respect his acting abilities.
Beau Bridges.
He played, it was a true story, Joe.
Yeah.
Of a man who was so embattled with his first family that he decided to go get a whole nother family and then not tell the other family
In the Lifetime movie.
that he had another family.
In the Lifetime movie, Beau
Right.
Bridges' character
Right.
had two families.
Right. Okay. No. Oh, no. Yeah, at one point, yes. So he has the one family with the original bride
Okay.
and a couple kids. And then he loved it so much that he decided that he was going to go out and he was going to go do it again, you know. But he wanted to have two at the same time and not tell him.
Okay.
But check this. He liked that so much that at the same time he went and got another wife
A third?
and a third and more kids. But the funniest part of the movie to me was, okay, besides the fact that he was doing this and they didn't know, is he was eating like 9 meals a day with all these people. And so part of his character was that he got really fat. And so this is really funny that this guy in real life got really fat and he was just bouncing around from all these families. Thought he
Wait
was
a
their
minute.
daddy. I guess he was, but
Was
and
this
then
a comedy?
No. It was a true story. And then they all found out about each other, and it was
This was based on a true story.
yeah, it was. Well, I think all those Lifetime movies are based on a true story. I don't really know what it means, but yeah, it was called like Beau Bridges' Three Families or something.
Huh. That's funny that you watched an entire Lifetime movie.
But
and
you
that
know
was
what?
the
You
plot.
know what? Now I bet that's where Dexter got that from, though, because I was talking about Beau Bridges to him earlier today, and then he writes a Beau
And then
Bridges
he
joke,
writes a Beau Bridges joke.
trying to ridicule us.
Well, hey, like I said, at least Dexter is trying. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, well, I don't
I
like.
like keeping him around.
That's
but,
the only reason he's here.
Well,
Yes, Joe. Yes, Joe.
I wanted to talk to you.
Okay. This
About-
sounds serious.
Have you ever known someone?
Yeah.
In
Yes.
my old job, I got this a lot.
What was your old job? What are you talking about?
Well, I used to work lates and work with people in the medical field, we'll say.
Oh, really?
So,
Sorry, that's a new thing I'm going to do. I want it to be like my catchphrase. But that was your oh really moment for today.
you trying to get that to catch on?
Yeah. I want there to be T-shirts and stuff, like people to be like, "That's the
On the street.
that's the oh really guy."
Have a shirt made.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I want to be.
Exclamation.
When all this COVID bullshit's over, I want to be eating at a restaurant, and I want the waiter to cut me off and go, "Oh, really?"
Like that episode of The Simpsons where Bart gets famous for saying "I didn't do it" or something like that. Like you want to get
Yes.
flash in the pan famous for "Oh, really?" That's pretty good, man. Well, what I was actually saying was
Yes.
before we got on to your brilliant new catchphrase was I used to work, and I think you've had people do this to you too. But man, sometimes you would say hi to you'd be working with a person, a patient, and they come in and you're like, "Hi, how are you? How is your day today?" But then you've got all this time where you're like setting them up with equipment, and there's all this time that passes with just you and them in that room.
Okay.
And so, at first they all say hi or whatever, but then later when you're in there with them for like an hour, they say, they start saying stuff like you say, so, holiday coming up. Are you excited about that or something? You got to say something.
Yeah, make a small talk.
And they go like, not really. This is the first holiday I've had where my underage daughter legally divorced us as parents. And we're just going through kind of a court thing right now, and it just is stressful. And you're just like,
okay, I need to. And can you lift up your titty so I can put this?
oh my gosh!
Brought to you by Carnival Cigarettes.
So, hey, they'll
Oh yeah,
never
sorry, I don't
sponsor
supposed
us
to be
if we
doing
keep
that.
doing
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, man, it would be like that because they would say,
That's funny.
Because
That's where you hear the best stories, though, man. Because
I know.
and then like you'll hear years later about that person's name, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the guy that, and it's not something that you just heard third hand or something that they told you to your face.
But dude, can you imagine just going up to a stranger and them being like, so?
It's because we're trusting people, man. People trust us to not have a podcast and tell them
I know.
the
Well,
sensitive stuff they.
I will say I changed. That's that particular story. I don't think I ever got, but that's just an example of the kind of thing that people. I mean,
No, people used to do that to me all the time. I can't think of a good example right now, but I'm sure I've.
Well,
what's funny is that when if you do a job like that for so long and you see the same people that you make little conversations with,
yeah,
it becomes like a thing where you almost are like, so what's going on with it? You know what I mean? Like you'll just be like,
right. Oh yeah.
So what's going on with the 14-year-old daughter that divorced you?
Oh yeah. When you start to know your coworkers,
And you start to get interested in their bullshit.
Oh my gosh, dude!
And it has no bearing on your life, but it's like this soap opera that you're kind of involved in.
I know,
but you're not really involved in it. So I think that's why you care about it more because it's not really your bullshit.
Right? Because you know what?
And it's usually like worse than something you have to deal with.
You know what's funny is at another job I worked close quarters with a couple of coworkers, and it would be like they would come in the next day and everybody in the room would just be like, "Oh, how'd that date go last night with so and so? How'd that work out? And what'd y'all do?" And it's just like, golly, that's personal stuff.
Yeah,
like,
man.
don't y'all be trying to ask me what I am doing on my dates.
I'm glad I never had a real job when I was like, dating around or whatever. Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah.
That's not how we, like, it was just like.
I know what you mean.
Oh, man, that would have been horrible.
I know, yeah. Because I was married just about the whole time.
I'm a grown-up, buddy.
I had that job almost.
That brings up, that's a good segue to what I wanted. Remember what I brought up to you the other day? What's going around in white people land these days? It's time for What's Going On in White People Land with me. Sorry, I wanted to do a little segment too, but you remember what I showed you about? Okay, you know how everybody's got a photo business now?
Oh, really?
No, it doesn't work that way, man. Don't.
I thought I was jumping. I'm sorry.
I guess we should get Dexter back in here.
Okay, so I'm sorry. What is going on now? And people have what shops?
Remember?
Did you say in white people land they have something?
You know how?
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about. Oh, really? I
would say 33% of white people in my generation are a professional photographer.
Yes.
Or have a photography.
Yeah.
When you say 33 to 35%?
You get a lot of them. I mean, obviously not 33%, but I get your point. There's a ton of them. Yes.
You remember the other day when I showed you this on my phone? I don't even remember what it's called now. So this is a terrible segment.
Oh my gosh, this thing. Oh, it was
horrifying.
horrifying.
What was it called?
Stranger
photos.
Okay,
so the gist of it is that you get two strangers.
You get two complete strangers
who look to be about 35 or in their 30s. And they blindfold these people.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
okay. So
wait. Okay. So they get two.
So the photographer does this.
Okay. I should back up here and explain this more. From what I can tell, knowing white people the way that I know them.
Okay.
And, I am one, and I grew up with them.
Yes.
I experienced their customs.
Yes. You know a lot of white people, dude. You don't have to convince me that you're not racist against white people by dropping all the white people friends you have.
Look, man, I've got a lot of white friends. And I'm trying to, don't type blindfold into Google. Ooh,
okay.
Oh, no.
Well, okay, but what
anyway,
do you... Okay.
So it'll be like the one particular I showed you, which I didn't know these people. It was just like some people.
Just random. Yeah, I got you.
So it's a single woman, looks to be in mid-30s.
Okay.
And she has booked a session with a photographer, which isn't hard to do because that's what 35% of people do nowadays.
Right. You can find a photographer anywhere.
And so They're called single blindfold sessions or something like that, which sounds like something you should, have to pay $5,000 for, in Las Vegas.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, so they get this chick, and so then the chick tells the photographer, who's obviously a girl too, or anyway, that she wants to have a blindfold session with another single person. So
and
go ahead.
The photographer has to go find another single person.
The photographer then finds a single man,
Yeah.
like a pimp. And they blindfold this guy too. So then they got this guy.
That's funny.
Single guy who's in his 30s, who obviously is just going to go after whatever he can get at this point.
Of course. Okay.
And they blindfold his ass.
Okay.
And then they take this chick, and she's blindfolded too, okay?
So
they capture the photographer then captures the moment of the two of them standing there blindfolded together.
Oh, my
okay?
God.
And I mean, you saw these pictures.
That's rough.
She then...
Sorry for anybody that does this.
I'm sorry if I offend you. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, we don't want to offend you, but...
Yeah, I do. I don't care.
Yeah,
but
we kind of do. Don't do this.
Don't do this. This is so dumb.
Do not do this.
If you're a photographer, you should probably go to jail for doing this, for one.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Because how this is not... Okay.
Pete, answer this. This. In your mind, do you think this is more of a photography thing, or is this more of a couples meeting thing? Like, is the photographer at this point more of a matchmaker or more of a is the goal of these people to end up in a relationship from this meeting?
Well, look, man, you saw those pictures that I showed you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so then the girl takes the mask off first, or the blindfold, and she takes all these pictures like, oh, he's so cute, or whatever reaction pictures. Okay. Then the guy does the same thing. And then it goes like then there's like a huggy picture.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Then there's like a hold hand picture.
Okay. Yeah.
Then there's like the hug from the back picture.
Right.
And then there'd be like the sitting in the lap picture and the sitting in the lap with her legs crossed front or with her legs uncrossed, sitting on them, private to private front way.
Listen.
Straddling him. Then there's the. They're making out now, and like these people just met each other. Which, whatever. If this is how these people these days have to do things, but back in my day, you just like went to the bar.
Gosh, that is. But you know what you did back in my day? If you wanted to meet someone like that, you went on that MTV show, Blind Date. Back in my day,
same thing.
That's what you would have to do if you wanted to get away with something like that. But
so these photographers, they do. How awkward is that, man? How awkward would you feel to stand there with a camera with two people that don't know each other and be like, okay, now,
here's where I get it.
Feel about each other and slobber on each other and make out.
Okay, here's
and it's not like, I mean, it's one thing if they're like, if that's like your thing, you're like a porno director and these are like porno actors.
It wasn't porno bad. They were just
I mean, come on, I'd rather watch a professional.
Well, I'll tell you what they were doing, man. They were making the poses that you would see maybe.
In like engagement photos.
Right, in like engagement photos.
I didn't do either.
Right. I did engagement photos. If you want to rag on someone.
That's fine. I know. Look, I'm not going to rag on people. I'm not trying to rag on people. I'm just trying to inform other people, other races of what white people are doing.
Listen, we've all had to take photos. Everyone in the world is basically.
I know, but let me tell you what. When it's time for family photo time, I make sure that people know I'm ready to go to the mat.
Of course you do.
Like, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here all day.
That landlord wasn't under your seat.
Fuck
just
you.
sit there saying, look, where is that drip coming from?
Okay, whatever.
In your face, bitch.
Like, family photo, like,
I get
nothing worse in the world,
I get
man.
what you're saying.
I tried to avoid that at every freaking turn. And I'm not telling stories out of school. Everybody knows it.
That's true. Everybody knows that about you.
I will lie. That's the only thing I'll lie about. Oh, we got family photos next week. Oh, we got to do something. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, I get it. You know what, though? Listen, I'll say this for photographs, by the way. Recently, my aunt got a hold of a lot of these old photographs I'd never seen, and they were cool. But here's what they were not. They were not some bullshit you've seen on Are we good over there?
Yeah, we're good, sorry.
But here's what those pictures are not. They're not this thing a trend that someone has seen on Pinterest and now they're meeting each other with blindfolds. They're like real pictures of real people standing near their real tractors or something. You know what I mean?
I'll say this for that guy. I think he probably got something that night.
Well, see,
But maybe
I mean,
not. Maybe when that camera turned off, that girl was just like, "Okay, get off of me."
Okay, Pete. Here's where I stand. I think if this is like an artistic thing, and that's the photographer going to find two models to do this with,
Right.
like an experiment in art kind of thing, I support that.
Me too.
Okay.
But
If
they need to be-
it's just like you said, a bunch of white, 33%
It's
of
like-
white people or whatever,
It's okay,
are
hold
just
on.
like doing this with their friends because it's a cool new thing. I'm
It's like
not.
it's like the chick that's like all her friends are married, and she's seen them all do,
Okay. See, so
engagement
Okay,
photos
so
and
then
get
it seems
married
more
and
like it's a service for the.
she wants to have a big to do about herself. But there's a way to do that where you're not, being
Okay.
a whore.
Well,
And I don't mean that like you're literally a whore, but I mean the photographer's kind of literally a pimp
well, look.
at that point, right? I
Well,
mean,
no. Here's
you're
what, no, because
accruing.
there's always been dating services.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. If they
All right.
bill it as like this is how we do our dating service, or
No,
something.
this is for pictures.
But see, if it's for
the
pictures,
internet.
that's what I don't like.
Like,
If
look,
it's-
I just met this guy. Look at me dry humping him in the field.
yeah. If it's to be cute in pictures on the internet, then I hate it.
It's like, dang, how long you got to know you to dry hump in a field?
You know what? That's where I feel about it. Give me anything that shows this is a legitimate thing, and I'll be like,
Well,
fine.
maybe you know what? Maybe it led to a good old marriage.
Well, okay.
Just a good old marriage that will probably turn into a divorce.
Well, then fine if that's what goes on. But here's the thing: at least if it's that, then it's that. But don't be. If the reason this is happening is because it's cute internet pictures,
Cute
then
internet.
I
That
am
is the
sick
reason.
about it.
That
Then
is
I hate it.
absolutely the reason that it happens 100% of the time.
Okay, then I hate it.
You know what else didn't go on when I was coming up?
What would that be?
These damn first day of school pictures for every grade.
ooey.
It's like document every moment this kid like.
I know, but you know what?
I mean, I understand that it's a thing now, and it's just part of how it is. But
When-
could you imagine every first day of school, your mom going, "Okay, now stand up against the wall,
dude,
and act like you're happy about going back to school"?
listen, man. Here's the thing. I would hate that as a person. If my mom was doing that to me, I would hate it. But when my aunt saw all them old pictures and she saw some stuff like that, then it's like it's cool. You can see that person. You know what I mean? If it's like your grandma, it's kind of cool to see what she looked like when she was 8. But God, I would hate to be the one sitting there being like, okay,
I don't know, but there's enough
here's my
pictures
picture.
now. It just you don't have to.
I
don't know. But then again, if everybody lived their life like me, we would
No, I'm just saying.
nothing would get done.
I am just saying. I get why pictures are taken, but today they're sickening, man. Today it's overkill.
It's just too much, man.
Today
It's
there's
just too much. We're all in the same place. Take a picture. Take a picture. Take a picture. And this is coming from people that have a self grandioso podcast. And people
Who the
that
hell are we talking
film
about?
themselves doing bits
We're putting pictures
and put
on
it
the
in
internet like daily.
put it on every Facebook group.
Who are we? Why are we hating on ourselves?
We have an Instagram account. That's
Oh,
all that
my
is.
God.
Look at this. Look, today we were looking at a computer. Today I changed the strings on my guitar. That's funny.
And we're doing exactly.
But it's funny because we can make fun of everybody else because then we know you can't make fun of us because
But you know what is true?
Right,
We also
right.
we hate that too, but we
yeah.
just do it because
we have to do it. I have to do it, or we wouldn't even have 30
I know.
fucking subscribers.
Oh,
we would
you
have
kidding?
0.
Right. I'm saying.
You have to do that.
God, I
you
feel the
have
same.
to be like, look at me, 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 look what I'm doing, look what I'm doing, look what I'm doing, look what I'm doing.
And yet
Or-
here we are hating on these people that do the
Yeah.
same thing.
They're just
But
doing it in their real lives. We just do it with our band.
I would rather hear.
See, this is what this podcast does. It brings you full circle.
It does.
I now I'm in full non-protest of the
Yeah,
dry
these
humping in the
people
field.
of the dry humping pictures in a field.
But
Hey.
that we should do it. We should have a photography company where we just say stuff like that. Like we're gonna do it half price on the dry humping pictures in the field. Dry humping blindfold dry humping in the field pictures are half price this month.
Regular shitty blue background on special.
Do you want to have all your family in one place and pretend like you're all getting along? $100 off.
Right. Do y'all want the ferns or these big giant blocks that say ABC? stacked in a skewed way. That's what I've got here today.
You know what I used to hate about picture day at school when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Is I knew it was like a sitcom and clockwork that we had two. Okay, we had fall pictures and we had spring pictures. Okay, and I knew that guy was good. It was like he was messing with me. He was like, "Oh, you need to tilt your neck more. You need to tilt your neck more." And I'd just be like, "Just take the damn picture. Who gives a shit?"
All your pictures look
Like
miserable.
it's going on the wall. My parents hung every picture on the wall.
Jeez, man.
Like, God,
You know-
man.
you know
It was
what
just
I
like, I
hated?
can't bend my neck anymore.
Hey,
It's
listen.
gonna snap off of my freaking shoulders.
Did you ever have to do a picture when you were little where you had to like deal with a prop and they'd be like, okay, put your arm a little bit up here, like I think it would always happen for me in basketball. I'd be on like the ends because I was kind of tall.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you know how
yeah.
they stack you, and they're always wanting you to be the one that's like holding a ball.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. So like, it'd be like it'd say like 1995. And you're
Right.
supposed to put your arms up over like some
Right,
hold your
yeah,
wrist some way that
exactly.
you don't hold your wrist.
Exactly.
And then tilt your head up like this.
Right.
And it's like
Yeah.
meanwhile I got a freaking
Right.
Undertaker shirt on with his eyes rolled back in his head. What are we doing?
For us, it would be something like a big CHS or something like that, you know. And yeah, you gotta put your hand over here or whatever. God, it's so weird to be modeled like that, but some people do it. Once again,
Some people I hate to be modeled.
I hate it too.
I hate when people are like, "Hey, we're gonna do this kind of pose now, or that kind of pose." Like, no, how about I just don't do it? Because I would rather you punch me in the stomach. That's what you're doing to me metaphorically. Punching me in the stomach.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, so there's
You
there's
didn't like
picture
that.
talk.
Yeah, like that.
Pete, we need to get to our
Oh, we got sponsors. I'm sorry.
sponsors. Yes, we're running late on our.
Here's Joe with the
spot.
sponsors.
This week, once again, the Harold Banner Classifieds. This time, community notes section. Do you have a community note? Would you like to be in the Harold Banner Classifieds? This week's community note: UFOs are real.
Whoa.
Is a free nonprofit organization with true information available to you. Just call for free 903-246-2292, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. If busy, if it's busy when you call Pete, just keep calling. Free information on flash drives provided.
Man, we got to call that number.
Do you have...
It's past 9 o'clock right now, but we got to call that number. I hate to cut into your sponsors here, man, but so we've got big time news breaking here. Ding, ding, ding. We got UFOs are real. Some 903 numbers got a flash drive that's going to let us know.
That number again, 903-246-2292 from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. If busy, keep calling. Free information on flash drives provided.
Man.
UFOs are real. That's in this week's community notes. Do you have a community note? Would you like to be in the Harold Banner Classified section? Please call 903-455-4220.
Man, that's big time news coming out of the Greenville Herald Banner Classifieds there.
Dude, there's always good news coming out of the classifieds, and I'm glad that's why I'm glad they're our sponsor.
That gave me an idea, man. We should make a P.L. Garner and the Reburns ad and put it in the classifieds.
Dude,
be
we
like
could.
a Bigfoot is real.
Well,
Visit P.L. Garner and the Reburns at YouTube to find out more.
Well, that's just what was going on in the Community Notes Center. But, that is kind of a funny thing to see in the paper. I don't want to rag on our sponsor, but I did not expect that to be
It's awesome.
this week's Community Notes, but it was.
Well, way to go, aliens. Welcome,
I do
welcome,
wonder what they
welcome to
offer
Earth.
you. What did it say? Free flash drive?
We're getting a flash drive, man. I don't think I'd take that.
Huh.
Be like that Newberry Brothers Wiener Cream we had that one week. I don't think I'd use that.
Well, dude, they're our sponsor. You can't say that.
Okay,
We're gonna have
well,
to clip that one out. Hey, Craig, clip that one out
yeah,
later.
edit that. We'll edit that out.
Don't let them. Anyway, I don't want them
Alright,
drop. I don't want them to drop us a sponsor. But have you ever seen a UFO?
I have. No, I don't know if it's a UFO, but
Well, technically, it just has to be unidentified.
I saw something that was unidentified. I'll tell you a story. It's hilarious.
Okay.
So I was at church camp when I was a kid.
Yes.
I was probably like 16.
Okay.
And I had a friend that he was later one of my roommates in college. And he told me one night, he goes, man, I saw something in the sky. And this place is out in the woods,
Right. Yeah, it's way out
I
there.
saw something, I don't know what it was. And
Right.
I just thought he was messing around.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
So the next night we're standing out in this field. And he looks up and he goes, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "What?" And I looked up and there was like a big orange ball. Like, it would almost look like an airplane.
Okay.
But it was going so fast, you know what I mean? And then it stopped. And then it like went real fast again and disappeared. So I don't
stopped?
know. Yeah, like it went real fast. Like, look, watch my finger. Like
Okay.
went, it stopped. And a little fast again, then it just disappeared.
What?
Yeah. But so I caught it when I was like doing this number. So I don't know what it had done before here. And that's about where I pointed. He goes, "What the fuck is that?" And I like looked up and then it'll stop and then go. And it was just like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could have been some kind of meteor. I don't know, but it's probably Thanos.
Who told me the other day?
Probably Nolan Ryan running Thanos off of Earth.
Who told me the other day that all the stuff you see in movies that looks futuristic, that like in real life they've got something already 10 years in advance of whatever you're seeing. You know what I mean?
I bet it's more than that, man.
That's pretty crazy to think about. Because you see stuff in movies sometimes, it's like,
Yep.
you know?
I know. I wish they could fix that expedition I got in the driveway.
Yeah, where's the gadget
That'd be
for
pretty-
that?
pretty
already?
cool.
God, I would have bought that little. God, can you imagine one day someone's like, "Do you have an iPhone? Plug this into any vehicle at all. Watch it get fixed real quick."
Watch it. Plug anything, put anything in this box and watch it just get better and heal itself.
Because, dude, if they really have some stuff like,
Right.
like say if you're watching like the event, like Iron Man or something like that, and he's always got some gadgets that look kind of realistic, until he gets to the part where he's just like, Iron Man. But every now and then he'll be using something. You're like, oh, that looks like a cool little tool he's using.
Yeah, you think they could maybe invent some guitar strings that don't look like I shoved them up my butt after we played a show?
Do you think they could invent good guitar strings for like $10?
I hate changing guitar strings. I mean, whatever. It's something you got to do. But, man, you play a show and you sweat like a little bit, man. They're done.
I know.
Just
Yeah, can
done.
they do something about that?
I put those on that acoustic over there before I played at the roundabout. It's just like, man, the next day I took it out of the case. It's just like, I forgot how nasty acoustic strings get.
You know what I feel doesn't do that so bad is nylon strings.
Yeah, they don't do that.
I feel like nylon strings can really take a pounding. You know what I mean? Because you're right. Dude, if you have to play your instrument outside.
You just got us a sponsor right there, man. Nylon strings. They can take a pounding.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I hope that catches on, man.
It is going to catch on.
I want at least one of our friends to go up to be like, "Oh, it's Oh Really Pete."
Oh, really?
And by the time they say it, you're going to be like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm going to go, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Don't you remember from podcast whatever number? That's
From
funny.
this or that.
Jeez Louise. Anyway, yeah, UFOs were the sponsor this week.
All right, well, go UFOs.
I
Unless you're hostile, then get the hell out of here. What color ribbon are we going to hang on our trees when we go to war with the UFOs?
Oh, Lord. I don't know.
Scary. Scary thoughts, man. Scary thoughts.
Well,
We have to send Randy Quaid after him.
Beau Bridges.
Beau Bridges.
That was a pretty good joke, actually.
I'm really kind of offended at the joke.
I mean, but it was a good burn.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I appreciate that he wrote that in the bathroom earlier.
I heard him in there going, "Oh, Beau Bridges." I was like, what is he talking about? I thought he was just doing like a voice exercise. You know how people do?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges.
Like at the end of
I'm gonna
Anchorman or whatever.
I'm gonna start doing that at our sound checks. Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges. Beau
At the
Bridges.
show.
Beau Bridges. Bitches.
Mic check 1 2. Beau Bridges.
Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges. Mic check. Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges.
Oh my gosh, dude, that would be funny. You know what would be really fun? You know what would be really funny is if we got you and me and Zach to all check our mics that way.
Okay, drums. Beau Bridges. Beau Bridges.
We should start making sure they give him a vocal mic.
Yeah.
We should
Oh, yeah,
start
he
giving
needs a
him-
mic. Drummer needs a mic this time. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll say it.
Just so we can be like,
Beau Bridges.
Dude, let's tell him. We'll be like, listen, you don't have to sing anything in this show tonight if you don't want to.
Just when we're sound checking.
But when we're sound checking, you sound check your mic. Oh man, we get that for no
Bridges.
cover. That'd be great.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I hope that someday Beau Bridges hears that and then like hits me in the face. No, I really don't hope that. I don't like getting hit in the face. But it'd be funny if,
That's funny.
hey, you got a problem with me? I was like, no, you didn't hear the first part, man. I love that Lifetime movie. You had the
That
three
was
wives.
hilarious.
It's called Beau Bridges' Three Wives, right?
I liked how you got a lot fatter. It was cool. Well, yeah, that's funny.
I wonder at what point Beau Bridges realized, like, that he wasn't going to be, you know, the you know, he was the Beau Bridges of the family.
Listen, man, I think Beau Bridges probably does fine.
Yeah, he's good. He's better than I am.
Right.
That.
Listen, I haven't been in any Lifetime movies.
I bet Beau Bridges seems like he's a really nice guy in real life. You know what I mean? That's probably why he got away with doing so good at the Three Wives movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I
mean, Beau Bridges, listen, I've seen Beau Bridges' work. I know he's good. I'm not making fun of the guy.
I'm not making fun of him either. Dexter was making fun of him. Dexter was making fun of him by making fun of us, which I didn't.
Maybe he was not. Maybe he was.
Appreciate.
Maybe he was paying us a compliment. Really? Nah, probably not. Knowing Dexter, man, that's not his. That's not his agenda.
That reminded me of a funny story. So back in tavern days, actually when it was still called the Bedford Street Pub days, we would go all day drinking together sometimes on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And we would go to Roadhouse most likely because we knew the bartender.
Okay. Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. So I was like 22, and I was at Roadhouse with me, the old manager there, a couple of the waiters, bartender, and Evan. Okay? Evan sitting next to me.
Okay.
The seat next to me was empty. Some man comes up and sits next to me, and he goes, "Hey, I know y'all." He's like, "Y'all play up there at the pub, right?" And we're like, "Oh, yeah." Make small talk with him, and he sees Evan. He goes, "Oh,
Did you recognize him?
No, I did not recognize this guy." He goes, "Oh, that's Evan, man. He's great." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, you know, he's wonderful or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, you play up there too, right?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, you know, whatever I had going on at the time." I was like, "Yeah, I play up there too." Okay. And then he goes, "Oh, I've seen Evan lots of times up there. He's great, yada, yada, yada." And he goes, "Man, I've seen this one guy up there with a baseball cap. And he's terrible."
Is that you?
And I start kicking Evan underneath the table like, dude, come, because I can tell this guy's gearing up. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't just going to, because I don't.
What do you mean he was gearing up? What do you think he's about to say?
I could just tell he was, whoever he was talking about.
The guy with the baseball hat.
This guy with the baseball hat.
That he was about to start saying, like, this guy
he had more,
sucks so bad.
Yeah, he had more to say. And I could tell that he was talking about me.
I hate his songs.
Because everybody
everybody
that played up there, nobody else wore a hat but me.
Okay.
So I'm like under the table, like kicking everybody I can get a hold of, like just violently. Like nobody was looking. And this guy is just talking loud, you know, talking shit about me to me, not realizing he's talking shit about me.
What did he say?
Just more of that. Just over and over, just like, oh, he couldn't do this, and he couldn't do that, and he tried to do this, and he did. I think he didn't like the fact that I jumbled up the words to Georgia.
I'm about to say, I know you remember the specific.
And I mean, this was a long time ago. I mean, this was like 2005 or 2006. And so I finally got Evan's attention, and he kind of started listening and was laughing, and it was a funny bit, man. Everybody at the table, everybody ended up getting their attention, and he said a couple more things. But I don't know exactly what it was, but he kept, the guy with the hat, because he'd been drinking or whatever. Right. I don't like that guy with the hat. And then funny. I remember man, I wish I remember what he said, because he did kind of come to like the sitcom realization of that he was talking about me to me,
Oh. Did you see it in his eyes?
Like, yeah, it was like one of those things. Like, and he like went to that because we were at the bar, at Roadhouse. Yeah. And so then he kind of went to the other side of the bar and started talking to him. Oh
shit!
Because it was really funny, man. And me and Evan were laughing.
Did he not try to play it off at all? He was just like, oops.
Well, I mean, it was just
I'm out of here.
I mean, he had said like 3 or 4 things at that point. Like it wasn't going to be like.
I would have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Funny. I thought I was just making a joke, or you know what I mean. I'd try to play it off if I did that to someone."
It was funny, man.
Oh, but he was drunk. He had no idea.
Oh, it was great too. And then I saw him in there a few times later on and throughout the years.
Well, listen.
Anyway,
hey, that makes me feel better about the time that I made the Opry hate me. Like I've never heard about anybody hating fucking you. I hear a lot about, I had a
there's
whole
a lot of people
gymnasium
hate
of
me.
people hate me all at once, but they all acted like you were like, oh, he's the best, ain't he? I was like,
It's
no.
taking work, man. It's taking work. You weren't there for some of the times when people hated me.
Well, yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better. Okay. All right.
There's been some Pete hate over the years.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll just say this. There has been places that I have played with you before
Mm-hmm.
that
Yes, we've played places.
we played a regular gig to an amount like where basically every time you were there, I was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few gigs, like no one knew that I was in the band when they would see me.
Right.
Like the people at the place would be like, "Hey guys, we're about to close," and be talking to me because they thought I was a customer, and like
Did
they
you have
just
your
thought you were the band.
Did you have your C-shirt on?
I'm sure I had my C-shirt
I
on.
don't know, man.
Are you kidding?
But you maybe should write some jokes.
I don't know, man. I think I just see a lot more people loving Pete than I do not loving Pete.
Well, isn't that good to hear? What does this show turn it into?
I don't know.
Don't put your hand on my back when you say that. I'm joking.
That's funny. That guy was like, "What?" That's a good bit. Oh,
Well, man, we're reaching 30-minute mark here. If you
Yeah.
want to get Dexter in here, you got anything else? I'm glad to sit here and hear my own voice for a little while
yeah, I
as we
know.
make fun of people that try to feed their families with photography.
I know. What we got with these stupid ass fucking microphones? Take our stupid ass fucking pictures and have to pose for them with fucking big. You know what? That's gonna be our next thing. The next thing we're gonna have to pay for. You're gonna be like, "Look, dude, I know we don't want to do this, but I've got a big like PLG out in the field, and we're gonna have to pose around it, and we're gonna get a photographer to like pose us all over the sweaters."
You know, I think it's so stupid, these photography people, and they're having the blindfolds and yada, 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 yada.
Yeah, and we're out in
Meanwhile,
that
you can
field.
come see us at Red's Yard on...
Yeah.
Please drop what you're doing and drive out to Denton to come see us.
Sending out headshots. It's us sitting on train tracks or some dumb.
I've never said on train. I wrote a song against that.
I know, and that's that's gonna be our hit
Someday
song.
they're gonna be like, "Here's all the money, boys. You gotta sit on these train tracks first."
Yeah. And you're like,
All right, man.
okay, you know
Where,
what?
where would you like me to be?
Let me write the second verse of that train track song.
And then he gave us money, and we sat on the train track.
And I don't blame you
Said, I don't
anymore.
give a crap.
Oh,
And I wear a wife beater and a cowboy hat and I sing on songs like that. Look at that.
That was
intro.
pretty
That's
good.
pretty good, wasn't
that
it?
was pretty good. That's good. Okay, that's it. Get Dexter in here.
Get him in here. All right, Dexter, beat that, you stupid idiot. All right. Hey, did you like my Beau Bridges joke there, Joe? I heard you were complimenting me there. Appreciate it. Anyway, worked on that all day. All right, boys will be at Red's Yard on Denton on October 9th there. And Cash Bash coming up, I do believe, on October 3rd. $10 to get in. Out there behind ABC Construction, everybody. Look for an ad for that. And anyway, over there we got Joe and Pete. Check out some of the songs we got on YouTube here. And I'm Dexter, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Did you like that Beau Bridges joke, Joe?
Dexter, that was my favorite part.
Thank you, man. You think maybe I could maybe get a little bonus?
Dexter, the show is fucking over. Turn it. Let's.
Well,
get
I know,
down.
but I mean, I
Show-
thought I
hey,
would
hey,
talk on-
Dexter, we're friends when the red light is on. Okay, it's still on right now.